Jen is running for the United States Congress against Debbie Wasserman Schultz for the second and hopefully last time.
In the Democratic primary.
In the Democratic primary.
Florida's 25th district.
And we are seeing, we have reason for optimism.
We have some reason
for
optimism. But so guys, the website is gen2024.org. And I think it's going to be up in a couple of days. Like we're like very close to having the full site up and running. For right now, we do have Act Blue page. But for people who do not want to donate through Act Blue, I appreciate you. I respect you. And you will have another option as soon as the full web page is up and running. So you do not have to service Act Blue. Yes. I agree completely. So
I don't think the Democratic Party should get any money.
No. You know? And look, in order to get up and running, that was sort of like the necessary thing. And it just is, because unfortunately, the system is so interlinked with so much other of the campaign tools and stuff that it's almost inextricable at this point. It's unfortunately so. But there will be another option on my webpage. And
For those of you who are considering, again, you can go to gen2024.org, or you can go right here and click on that QR code. In fact,
why are we so challenged?
Check the QR code to make sure that it works.
It does.
And so that way you can go. We've already seen an outline of the website. It looks really good so far.
Yeah.
So we're going to have that launched. Jen, maybe talk a little bit about the preamble.
The preamble. Oh, but I think people should just go on the site and see. I wrote the issues like it's a preamble to the Constitution. So I think it's kind of corny, but I like it. But that we should talk about last night, going to the iftar dinner in Miramar that was hosted by Mayor Wayne Messam. And this is an annual thing. It's the first time I've gone, because this is the first time that Miramar has been inside of our district.
Yes.
So, we used to have to campaign north. Now we have to campaign a little south of that. But it was amazing. I had never been to an iftar dinner, which is a break the fast, essentially, for my fellow tribesmen. But for Ramadan, they do it every night. So they fast every day, daytime, for 30 days. I think it's 30 days. It's a month. And then every night there's a feast, a break the fast feast. So it's sort of like the same thing Jews do over the 24-hour period of Yom Kippur, but they do it like a day thing during Ramadan. And so we went to the dinner last night, and it was so nice. And the people are so lovely and so welcoming. And so it's just beyond.
Especially right at the beginning, where you need to feel like there's a momentum component to it that makes it feel like it's possible. Because as I would tell anybody, especially as it relates to electoral politics and why getting away from somebody like Wasserman Schultz is possible, is simply this: if people believe that she can lose, then she's going to lose. Because there are enough people that you can just get the sense that they're ready to move on. Not just because she has been in office in Broward County for 32 years, but because there are a lot of bridges that have been burned, a lot of people that have been hurt. And let's be honest, the Democratic Party in the state is completely shot. And so if you want to move it in the right direction, the only way that's going to happen is if you bring in new blood, and you need to do it in a big way. So if somebody like Jen is representing not just South Florida, but if she is fortunate enough, knock on wood, to win the primary, that's at least 2.5 months where she'll have an opportunity, minus her trip, to be able to go to various parts of the state in competitive districts to get out the vote and flip some of those state house seats. For example, they're having a hard time. The teachers are having a hell of a time up in Tallahassee trying to get what should be a $65,000. I don't know if that's a salary that comes after, I guess it's about an X amount of years, but that should be normal. Teachers should be justly compensated for their work. You need to be able to flip more seats, create more momentum. We met with one of the state house representatives yesterday who mentioned that we're at a point where we've been able to pick off a couple of bills that we're not able to get through because we united as one.
Right. And let's not forget that our state party has overlooked so many winnable seats and has dedicated all their money and all their resources to unwinnable seats. For example, putting money, $25 extra million. How much money they put behind Val Demings against Marco Rubio? And then they ignored
tens of millions of dollars.
And then they ignored 20 legislative races in seats that were flippable for us. And when you're dealing with a Democratic defense to the level we are in our legislature, you need all the help you can get. So the fact that our party prioritizes unwinnable top ticket seats and completely ignores winnable down ballot races is a testament to their lack of concept of strategy and why the Florida Democrats have fallen off the face of the earth. Why? This used to be a blue state. This used to be a blue
Well,
state.
it was lean blue.
It was
certainly
lean
purple,
blue,
but it was definitely
but it
lean
certainly
blue.
wasn't where it is now.
And if you
and
look,
now our legislature has been completely hijacked by not just red. It isn't a red-blue thing. It's a very, very religious evangelical red.
that's the difference between conservatives in the South and the deep South especially versus conservatives in places like the Northeast, the upper Midwest,
just different.
the
People
West.
don't understand that.
It's not the same. In the only other part of the country that I would say that conservatives have the type of lean, comparatively speaking, to the South is in the heartland.
I'm going to address this.
And what ultimately ends up happening is that the heartland, when they retire, they typically come to states like Arizona and states like Florida. This is where they retire. And so they bring those values, if you will, here. And that's just not us.
Michael Pan, Jen, do you still support cash payment reparations for foundational Black American descent? I'm assuming you ADOS, American. Yeah. Removal of qualified immunity, passage of anti-Black hate crime bill, Medicare. Absolutely. And not only, and let me be clear about my thoughts on reparations. I support this. We owe people what they're owed. It is not for us to decide what people are owed. There's numbers that decide what people are owed. It is our job to pay our debt. However, how that debt gets distributed needs to be handled amongst ADOS. Those are the people that need to decide what to do with their reparations. If ADOS decide based on, I guess, I don't know, would you have a committee? Would you, whatever. All I'm saying, it is not for the people who are paying the debt to decide how to allocate the debt. My thought is this: whatever the number is that's owed, which I've seen various numbers and we could discuss that, we decide that is what's owed and we pay that money. Now, ADOS at some point, I know that there's groups that have come up with like the strategy, how to distribute and all of that, blah, 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 blah. All I'm saying, it is not for me to decide how to distribute their debt that is owed to them, but I fully support paying it. That's my thought. And so I'm not going to say everybody gets a check for $2,700 because I don't know.
I want to say something to Andrew. I want to say something to anybody out there who is international. And this is very important because remember, this is, I already did.
Oh, okay.
And so one of the things that you have to remember about this campaign is that if you want to contribute, but you're outside of the United States, you can give to generational change. That is within the law. You are allowed to do
we're
that.
Separate. It's totally separate. And that money just really, it helps us with our podcast. It helps us get more stuff out from our show, which ultimately promotes the mission and the message.
100%.
They don't cross over. Like Gen Change does not give money to my campaign. They're completely non-related.
Absolutely. You can absolutely become a Patreon if you want to be $5, $10, $25. If they want to talk to you,
if they want to talk to me,
yes.
And I also have put up a shop where if there's somebody who wants to say make a one-time donation, you would go into our store on Patreon and just purchase something, and I actually will sell you some of my art that is listed there. But I would just need you to give me your address. But that's a way for people to make a one-time donation through Patreon as opposed to subscribing. So I have put that there because people have asked for that.
Michael, the easiest way to explain this is that the healthcare system that we really need.
Yes,
but the healthcare system we really need is single payer.
Honestly, I haven't looked. In all fairness, the website has been being worked on for a few days, and I haven't looked at it. I forwarded all of that. The reason I don't use Medicare for All is because some people get hung up on catchphrases and like trademarks and whatever.
Almost everybody knows what single payer is.
Here's what I think. I think that every person has a right to health care. I think that every person should be able to go to any doctor that they want to go to and get the treatment they need free at point of service and have no copays and no deductibles. You can call it Medicare for All. You could call it single pay. You call it whatever you want. You call it the hokey pokey.
But Jen, if I become president of the United States, how are you going to justify taking all those jobs away from people that have worked hard for so many years?
You mean in the insurance company?
Yes. What are we going to do about that?
Tell them the world needs ditch diggers too, Bobby.
I'm pretty strong and I can dig a few ditches myself. But I'm just trying to.
So don't get caught up on the label. I am not saying that I think healthcare should be affordable. I am not saying that everybody should have access to healthcare. I am saying that I am saying healthcare is a right, and everybody in this country should have access to a doctor that they want to go to and go wherever they want to, free of charge, free of point of service, and end of story. That is what I think. No mealy mouth, no words. The only reason I don't say Medicare for All is sometimes people get thrown off by that word. Look, everybody gets health care. How's that? Everybody gets health care.
So for Andrew, for Travers, for anybody who follows our show that is outside of the United States, but you want to contribute to Jen's campaign in some capacity, go to
That's just so funny.
No, I'm doing something.
Whatever. Go to Patreon.
Go to patreon.com/generational change. For as little as $5 a month, you can become a small but mighty supporter of our efforts to transform politics into service.
Oh, quick shout out to Amethyst. Amethyst, if you're listening or watching, it was nice chatting with you today. Just saying.
And of course, you could also go to Cash App. But if you go to Patreon, that puts you on the monthly. And this campaign is going until the end of August. So keep that in mind. You know, it's a 5.5-month campaign. We are going to need all the help we can get.
Yeah, this is more like a hyper coaster than last time. Like last time, it took us a while to start really bringing in money. We do not have that luxury this time. So like we need money now. So because we're running a very short, tight race on purpose, by design, well thought in advance. Like this is not impromptu. It's just strategy. But we definitely need support. We definitely need help. We need any kind of in-kind things. If somebody is good at like video work, if somebody is good at anything, like let us know, reach out. You can reach out to us at campaign@gen2024.org. And that will go to my campaign manager. And we will allocate how to use everybody's best skills to help us, because this is like a Sisyphean group effort. It really is. Like this is not.
It's not going to take us a village. It's going to take a town.
It's going to take a city. And regardless of how,
but it can be done.
It can be done. I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it were possible. But it's still, you know, it's an uphill battle. I mean, you know, she's getting all her ducks in a row. She's fortifying the forts and getting all her little, you know, stuff all lined up. It's like playing Stratego. But, you know, at the end of the day, we have more people.
Oh yeah, no.
We have more people. There is not a doubt in my mind that we have more people.
People
now
just need to believe.
They need to come out and vote. Yeah. Because when we live in a place where she can win is 14% voter turnout in a primary, half of those people don't even vote on the Democratic ticket. So at 14%, half of them vote. And of those, how many people vote for her? That's how few people it takes. I need 45,000 votes. I need 45,000 votes. It's not anything that
50,000 just to be safe.
Well, all right, 50,000 to be safe. But the point is, it is very doable. We have more people. We do. We just have to have them come out and vote.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.